Legacy Sports Network proudly presents the Interscholastic Hockey League Game of the Week. Tonight, as we ring in the new year, we ring in the 9th year of coverage of the Interscholastic Hockey League on the Legacy Sports Network. And tonight we begin this 9th year of coverage with a South Division matchup between the first place Cinco Ranch Cougars and the fourth place Seven Lakes Spartans. Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. Alongside David Feliciano, Michael Silver's on hand. Glad to have you with us for this matchup between cross-Katy rivals. And old rivals meet for the second time this season as the ISHL gets back to action after the holiday break. The Cinco Ranch Cougars once again find themselves at the top of the South Division and are the only team in the division with an above 500 record. And they come in tonight on a 3-game winning streak with wins over Cy Woods, Clements, Ridgepoint, Elkins, and Pearland Friendswood. And it's senior Andrew Fernandes, who we've seen grow over the last 3 years. He's the club leader in goals.
Well, we've seen all three Fernandes brothers over the last few years, and having a great year Andrew is. And in the South, a lot more parity. Certainly the North has always been the stronger of the two divisions. Fair Creek 11-2-1, but the South only 6 points separates first through fifth place. Cinco Ranch of 17, Seven Lakes at 12. So really, if anybody gets hot, someone can get to the top of that division. So it should be a very fun second half.
Meanwhile, Seven Lakes come in tonight on a 2-game winning streak after losing 3 straight and sit just 5 points behind the Cougars. And it's sophomore Daniel Dufresne, who has paced the squad from a goal-scoring standpoint with 14 goals and is 4-2-6 in his last 5 games.
You know, Seven Lakes is a good story. We used to do their games, of course, when they were a great team, great program. Then they had a little bit of a rebuilding phase, and they're still very young, but they're 6-8. And among their top 7 scorers, they only have 1 senior. So this is a young team hanging around 500, so good things in the future.
Coming up next, we'll have the starting lineups, the scratches for tonight's game, plus the goaltending matchup as we continue here from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. It's the first of 5 ISHL games of the week on the Legacy Sports Network. Glad you're with us. Back in a moment here on the Legacy Sports Network.
First Community Credit Union reminds you to think first. Think first for all your personal and business needs. With services from savings to checking to loans, we're here for you. If you need a house, car, construction loan, or just need some extra cash, well, there's a loan for that. Come see us at one of our 14 convenient locations in the greater Houston area, or log on to fccu.org. First Community Credit Union, making a first-rate financial difference in our members' lives. Now, if we could only help our team win the game, right? First Community is open to residents and businesses of Harris and Fort Bend counties and Tomball, an equal housing lender backed by NCUA.
Finding qualified candidates to staff your organization is a difficult assignment in today's job market. If this is a challenge for you, we encourage you to call Metter Staffing Services. They have been assisting Houston area employers for over 45 years in locating all types of personnel, ranging from entry-level administrative candidates to CEOs. They also have a temporary help and contract staffing division that can supply your company with clerical, light industrial temps, engineers, accountant, programmers, and virtually every other job category to meet your employment needs. Join the Metter Staffing conversation online on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest, and the Metter blog, or call 713-941-0616 today. Metter Staffing. Our talent is finding yours.
The Walk-Up Company has a combination that few fabricators can match. Extensive fabrication experience, a seasoned workforce, high-tech equipment, and financial stability. This provides customers with the knowledge that their fabrication jobs will be done right and completed on time. Their commitment to quality and customer satisfaction has made the Walk-Up Company one of the premier metal fabricators in the southwestern United States. So remember, when you need metal fabrication done right and on time, use the Walk-Up Company. The Walk-Up Company Metal Fabricators proudly supports local sports.
Welcome back to the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. Week 14 across the Interscholastic Hockey League in a South Division matchup between the Seven Lakes Spartans and the Cinco Ranch Cougars. Scratches for tonight's game for Cinco Ranch. Head coach Bill Miller scratches Xander Ayur, a senior, for the Cougars. Paul Connolly and the Seven Lakes Spartans scratch Cameron Heiser, Diego Vincent, and Dawson Williams. Goaltending matchup. For the Cinco Ranch Cougars in goal, junior Randy Miller, 8th in the league in goals against average with a 2.78 goals against. Kalen McDonald, the freshman for Seven Lakes, will get the nod. This will be his 8th game starting for Paul Connolly. He's got a 2.14 goals against average. That's good enough for 6th in the ISHL and a save percentage of over 92%. So a good goaltending matchup between the junior Miller and the freshman McDonald.
Yeah, a couple of goalies under 3 GAA. Miller been around a little bit, 2.78, getting the majority of the work, and a nice find with Kaylee McDonald. Again, a young team. This guy's only a freshman, 2.14. Seeing a lot of shots, but doing a good job.
Our starting lineups are brought to you by Metter Staffing Services. Our talent is finding yours. For Cinco Ranch, up front, Zach Ferry, Cooper Riggle, Daniel Eldridge. On defense, Noah Hopp, Matthew Moses. Now, Bill Miller, that's what he gave me, but he was still a little uncertain on whether or not that was the 5 he was going to throw out there for the game's first shift. For Seven Lakes, Paul Connolly will deploy Zach Campbell at center, Theo Whetstone and Will Taylor at the wings, Noah Kamen and Nathan Heffernan on the blue line. Keys to tonight's game brought to you by First Community Credit Union. Think first.
Well, Cinco Ranch, their top 4 is very solid. If they can get a little more help from the second and third lines, but Cinco Ranch probably the favorite tonight. And for Seven Lakes, if this young team can come together, get a little more scoring help, they don't really have a go-to guy. And if the young goaltender can have a good night, they can steal one.
McDonald to our left and Miller to our right. Referee is Zach Clark. The linesmen are Megan Schlaff and George Lahaki. Zach Campbell's going to wear number 98, and he wins the opening faceoff. Heffernan at the blue line, spun up to Theo Whetstone along the left wing, turns it over at center, and now it is Cooper Riggle driving into the offensive zone. Riggle, right wing circle, centering pass. That goes off the stick. It was made up front. We have a whistle.
Net came
and
off.
the net came loose.
Yeah, this is rink B. The ice is not as good as rink A. This was the one that was basically had to be rebuilt. A little wear and tear out there. But we're nice and toasty up on the rafters. Mike, this might be the first time it's ever been warmer in here than outside.
35 degrees, I believe, was the temperature on my thermostat when I parked the Jeep out front and coming in. Face off at center ice between Campbell and Ferry. Ferry wins it, but turns it over to Taylor, who shovels it up the right wing boards at center ice. Here's Kamen right defense. Ahead for Taylor as he battles along the near boards. It gets kicked back into the Spartan zone where it is shuttled out to center ice. Now Moses sends it across the blue line on delayed offsides. Campbell will take control. Zach Campbell, 22 points for Paul Connolly's team as the Spartans shoot in. Here's Noah Hopp, a sophomore on defense. Swings it around. Here's Andrew Fernandes. Team leader in goals for Cinco Ranch with 13. A shot from the blue line came in. Was blocked in front and a whistle halts play. Is a little pushing and shoving between these two cross-Katy rivals. Whetstone was pushing and shoving for the Spartans, and we'll see who it was for the Cougars. That was Zach Ferry, and Ferry's going to go to the box along with Whetstone.
That's early. And among the aggressiveness, Seven Lakes, young team again, very aggressive squad. They have a few penalty minute guys, and one guy up around 58 or 52, that's Lindemann. And actually the more gentlemanly of the squads is Cinco Ranch.
Cinco Ranch second in the league in terms of penalties taken. They've spent 66 minutes in the penalty box. Seven Lakes, well, they've committed the most penalties and sat by combined 171 minutes in the penalty box this season.
A lot of that's just inexperience, a lot of grabbing, and you fall behind the play. You got to try to correct your actions.
A rematch. These two first played back in November on the 4th, an 8-3 win for the Cougars. Face off just outside of the Cougar zone, won by Seven Lakes. Heffernan racing back to it, banked off the boards to center ice as Daniel Dufresne finds Christian Beloy. Along the left wing boards, he backhands it to the Cinco line and deflects out of play into the Cinco Ranch bench.
This is where it gets fun, Mike. 4-on-4, a lot of ice out there, a lot more space. Get your good skaters out, make something happen.
Well, we have a member of each team in the penalty box, but it is a power play for Cinco Ranch.
Oh, I'll correct myself. Sorry.
Power play brought to you by Mr. Electric. They have the power to make things better. In deep, it's Fernandes behind the icing line. Skates away from Sean Heffernan, a sophomore for Seven Lakes. It is still Fernandes on the far boards. Zach Campbell broke his stick, or at least lost his stick, and the Spartans clears. Justin Reevy collects it in his own end and plays it off the near boards. It deflects into the Spartan zone where Fernandes will barrel in. Shoves Campbell into the glass. Campbell in possession of the puck, loses it to Hunter Miller. Boy, did he have a great Justice Cup final and losing effort. Drives to the net, it's kicked away, and Michael Hart has it for the Seven Lakes Spartans, and he clears down. 55 seconds. Well, the officials call a whistle for an icing, but we do have a power play.
It's just a kill.
You know, they're getting back into the swing of things themselves because this is the first game off the winter break, off the holiday break. So the faceoff will come deep in the Cinco Ranch zone to the right of Miller. It's won by the Cougars, who are on the power play, and a lead pass out through center is intercepted by Hart at the red line. He will drive in across the blue line and shoot, and that one deflected off the stick. Brendan Glover goes over Randy Miller's net, and behind it, Cinco will get restarted with Reevy sliding up the left wing boards. Turned over to Hart at the blue line, and he clears it down with 37 seconds to go on the Cinco power play. Here comes Hunter Miller, driving from right to left. Weaves through the neutral zone and gains the offensive line to Fernandes. Drops it back. Reevy wasn't there as the pass off target on the drop by Fernandes. Pushed back out to center by Beloy. Turned over to Reevy with 15 seconds to go on the Cinco man advantage. Pass too far in front of Fernandes. It is cleared down by Michael Hart. And that should probably do it for the Cinco man advantage as we are 2:55 into tonight's game. No score. A rematch from November 4th in a game in which the Cinco Ranch Cougars won 8-3. Hop and Campbell behind the Cinco icing line. Campbell gets there first, but it is Hop who claims possession. Turned it over. Here's Whetstone. Behind for Campbell. Pass in front of backhander, and Randy Miller makes the stop.
We're coming up on 4 minutes, only one shot apiece, and not a good power play by Cinco Ranch. They did get a shot, but Miller taking it in. Nice attack. Maybe shouldn't have dumped it, and then Fernandes a blind pass. Don't ever want to do that if you're not sure the guy's back there.
Will Taylor was at point blank range. Miller made the stop off the backhand.
And
skaters are out of the box. Team skating 5 aside with 9:44 remaining in the first period.
Well, Seven did a pretty good job of cleaning up that power play. They actually got a face-off in the Cinco end. You don't see that very often.
Cinco 8-3-1, first in the South Division, have not played since December 2nd when they defeated PFC 7-4. Face-off win, and Campbell takes it behind Miller's net, puts on the brakes. Miller behind the icing line, plays it back up top for Lynch. Lynch shoots, that one blocked and intercepted. And back comes Cinco Ranch, skating right to left, driving in across the blue line. Slapping one is Ferry, and a stick save made by McDonald. In the left wing corner, Heffernan with a centering pass. Pocket was picked down low. Lynch is there as Riggle got the takeaway in the offensive zone. Here's Lindemann deep in his own end, plays it behind his net for Lynch. Out of the reach of Lynch, now circling with it in the right wing circle is Ferry. Turned over in traffic in the slot. It comes to Riggle, who shoots and scores! At the side of the net, it's 1-0 as Cooper Riggle scores his first goal of the season at 3:59 of period number 1.
Well, Cinco are superior skaters to Seven Lakes, and Ferry created that one, got it off to Riggle, who was unopposed on the left side, our left side, and got it up top shelf. Nice goal.
Riggle had 7 assists entering this 13th game of the season for the Cinco Ranch Cougars. As Kamen has it behind his own net for Seven Lakes. Plays up the far boards. The Spartans skating from left to right here in this first period. Mason Carroll with a turnover, and he takes it away. Then it deflects the puck into the Spartan bench with 8:45 to go in period number 1, 1-0 Cougars.
Yeah, we'll see if that speed is going to be the difference here for Cinco tonight. You can really see it at least in one of the main shifts. Ferry, very good skater, so is Miller.
Mason Carroll had 2 goals the last time out for Cinco Ranch, along with Zach Ferry, each with 2 goals in the win over PFC. Ferry had a 4-point night in that 7-4 win. Randy Miller stopped 25 of 29 PFC shots in the game. Seven Lakes dump it in, but only briefly before Cinco Ranch cleared out of the zone. Left wing side turning with it is Patrick Miller. Plays it up the left wing boards, and in across the line comes Carroll, left circle. Snaps one, and a pad save made by McDonald. Now it's Patrick Miller, cross ice feed out of the reach of Larson. Larson pokes it back to the neutral zone, turns it over. Skating left to right and gliding to the blue line, shooting it in is Smith. Comes around Larson in the defensive corner. Pressured into the boards. Played up the right wing boards. Carroll couldn't clear the zone, kept alive by Nathan Heffernan. And it's chipped back out to the neutral zone as Kamen sends it down the right wing boards for Connor Smith. In deep for Daniel Dufresne. Reevy there defensively. Comes out through the slot. Here's Kamen with a snapshot. Miller with the save. Back come the Cougars with 7.5 to play as Fernandes gains the offensive line. Drops it back. Hunter Miller tees up a shot. And that is smothered by Kalen McDonald, the freshman netminder for the Seven Lakes Spartans tonight.
Fernandes really likes that drop pass. He actually saw that one, turned and made the play, and then a good slap shot as well. He's playing quarterback out there.
Face off to the right of McDonald. Taylor will take it and beats Hunter Miller. Along the near boards, it'll be skated out by Galicia to the center circle. Backhanded back into the Spartan zone by Cinco Ranch. Here's Michael Hart lifting it back to the neutral zone. Shot back in by the Spartans. It rolls down to Hunter Miller, who punches it to the near corner for Noah Hop. Fernandes can't skate it out. Hop puts a stick on it between the circles as they continue to battle. Now Moses will clear the zone. And at center, Hunter Miller is canceled out. And back come the Spartans as Galicia skates it in across the line. Bodies go down. Here's Hunter Miller along the left wing side. Cross ice pass. He finds Manning. Turning with it is Michael Hart. To the Spartan blue line for Taylor. Now to Galicia, number 16 for the Spartans. As we have played 6.5 here in the first period of play. It is a 1-0 Cougar lead. Now it's Hart. Off the boards for Seabass Slezak. Fourth line on the ice for Paul Connolly. Slezak with the turnover. Moses skates back behind his own goal line. Slezak there falls down and does make some contact with Moses. Board as they battle along the end boards. Puck comes out to Camden Mercer. Cleared out of the zone by Cinco Ranch. 6 minutes ago, period number 1. Puck shoveled back into the neutral zone by the Spartans. Here's Reevy skating, finds Danielle Eldridge. She had a 4-goal night earlier this season. Reevy in deep on the pinch. Now it's Mercer. Canceled out by Eldridge. Reevy, left circle, skates high slot, snaps one, safe. Rebound, Eldridge denied as her shot was partially blocked by Sean Heffernan. Far boards, putting on the brakes Hart. Sends it to the neutral zone. It is possessed there by Coop Riggle. Shuttles it back to Glover. Handed back to Reevy. Spun forward for Riggle. Shuttle back to Reevy. He gains the offensive line. Drops it back. Ferry, top of the left wing circle. Drives towards the slot. Turns with it in the right wing circle now. Pressure there by the Spartans, and they forced a takeaway. Now here comes the breakaway. Zach Campbell skates in on Miller. The righty shoots, and Miller makes the pad save. Puck in the crease, and he drops on it, getting the stoppage at 5:04 remaining in the first period. The Cougars lead it 1-0.
Ferry tried to do too much in his end, playing around with it a little bit too much, and it led to a breakaway by Seven Lakes and a fantastic save by Miller. That was point blank.
Last time on the ice, Zach Campbell on the 18th of December against PFC had 2 goals along with TJ Lindemann. They combined for 7 points in a 5-3 victory. Campbell in the right wing circle, shoots from distance in a tough angle, hits the side of the net. Back to the left point, turned over, backhanded out to the neutral zone, spun in. This could go for icing, and it will. Icing committed by Cinco Ranch with 4:35 remaining in the first period. Cinco Ranch clinging to a 1-0 lead.
Well, Cinco's really turning on the pressure the last 5 to 7 minutes, but Seven Lakes is breaking through a little bit. The shots are 6-3, and Cinco Ranch with the advantage in the lead at 1-0.
Spoke about Daniel Eldridge's 4-goal night. That incidentally came against these Spartans when they first played back in November. Now it's Fernandes, right to left, gains the offensive zone, flips to the slot out of the reach of Hunter Miller with traffic in front by the Seven Lake defense. Dufresne. Skating from left to right is Smith. Along the right wing boards, backhands it. Here's Dufresne, a snapshot wide. Beloit charges in. Now it is Manning. Manning along the far boards. Scooped out to the neutral zone. Taken across the offensive line. It's Fernandes. On his forehand, shoots over the crossbar. Now it's Smith for Seven Lakes. Plays it back out to the neutral zone. Glover. Shuttles it back into the Spartan zone with 3:45 to play in the first period. Fernandes comes in with the takeaway behind the icing line. Skates to the top of the left wing circle. Spins it in down low. Got it back from Reeve. Tough angle shot, and he shoots it over McDonald. Here's, a nice backhander from batting it right in front, but McDonald made the save on Fernandes. Cleared out to the neutral zone. Back come the Spartans from left to right. Smith in on the help. He gets it, top of the right wing circle, turns it over on his pass to the slot. Reeve with an active stick gets it back, plays it up the near boards to Hunter Miller. He's hassled by Kamen. Hunter Miller skates from left to right, and he gains the offensive zone. Drops it back Fernandes on his forehand, top of the right wing circle. Tees up his shot, that is blocked by Heffernan. It comes to Reeve, he blasts one. Goes off the stick of Kamen and over the goal. 2:50 to play, first period, 1-0 Cinco Ranch. They have it in the offensive zone. Backhanded down low. Ferry, cross ice pass. Reeve shoots, and that one wide. Went short side and shot it wide of the post. Still in the left wing corner. Spun in deep by Hunter Miller. Here's Ferry behind the Spartan net. Hassled by Heffernan. Back to Miller in the left wing corner. Active stick of Kamen. Spins it up the boards. Reeve pinches in. Back below the icing line with 2:25 to go in the first period. It's Fernandes. Has it in the right wing circle. Plays it back to the point for a shot by Hop. And a save made by McDonald. Cross ice pass, it's Fernandes. Good offensive zone time here for Cinco Ranch on this shift. Here's Hunter Miller, left wing circle. Sends one in front, and Ferry is stopped by McDonald. Here's Reeve, left wing circle. Again, the pressure on from an offensive standpoint by the Cougars. Plenty of time being spent in the Spartan zone. But finally, the Spartans were able to clear, and they'll ice the puck with 1:51 to go in the first period. They trail 1-0.
That was a good ice there by Seven Lakes. They were being dominated, Mike, on that shift, as you said. That felt like a power play. And Cinco had their best line out there, Fernandes and Reeve. Reeve's like another forward. He's up there and scoring, but he likes to play down low.
Face-off win. It comes back to Matthew Moses. Shoots. That one deflected in the left wing corner off the body of Galacia. Ferry battling. He's got numbers. Eldridge there to help. Back behind the net for Ferry. Wraparound bid. McDonald shuts the door. And he makes another stop. Gets another whistle as they whack in the crease. And McDonald stands tall with 1:35 to go in the opening period.
Took them about 2/3 of the period to get their feet under them. And Cinco Ranch really turning on the Jets now. Very dominant play the last 3 minutes.
Puck comes to near boards. It's Heffernan. Clears the zone. Now it's Taylor. Taken away. Here's a 3-on-2 for Cinco Ranch. Riggle with a shot and a glove save by McDonald. A very soft shot from Cooper Riggle, who has the game's only tally thus far. And McDonald making some saves here in the first period, keeping this at a 1-0 game and a 1-goal deficit for Seven Lakes.
The shots are 9-3 Cinco, and Seven wants to get this period over with. And take a little bit of a break.
Mason Carroll skates in. He'll take the face-off against Taylor. Taylor wins it right to fence at his heart. He'll shuttle it out to the neutral zone. Hop lifts it back into the Spartan zone, right on the tape of Michael Hart. Skates through traffic, and Larson almost got a chance, almost took it away, but it's Hart who skates from left to right with 1:05 to go. Hart gaining speed across the blue line. Still Hart, and he is canceled out by Hop. Good play by number 3 for the Cinco Ranch Cougars as it's swung around to the far boards for Sean Heffernan to play for Cinco Ranch, for Seven Lakes. 45 seconds to go, period number 1. 1-0 Cougars as Hop has it in his own corner. It plays it up the far boards, kept alive by Sean Heffernan, right point. Now up top, center point Hart. Puck off of his stick, stays on the blue line. He shoots from distance, and Miller makes the save. 33 seconds to go in the first period.
Well, Seven Lakes is still playing aggressively, but we only have one penalty in this game. It was a dual penalty for each side. So a fast-moving period.
Miller was 25 of 29 in goal back on the 2nd of December when Cinco Ranch last played in a win over PFC 7-4. Face-off win. Here's Dufresne. Spins it into the slot. And it's going to be cleared by Cinco Ranch with 25 to go. Here's Andrew Fernandes, a point-per-game player, 8-4-12 in his last 5 for Cinco Ranch. Puck behind the icing line, right wing corner. Gliding with it is Fernandes. Fernandes, far boards. Here's a shot from a tough angle, hits the side of the net. Cinco controlling with 7 seconds to go. Hunter Miller up top. Glover shoots, blocked by Slezak, and that does it for period number 1 with the score Cinco Ranch 1, Seven Lakes nothing. This is the ISHL Game of the Week presented.
Credit Union reminds you to think first. Think first for all your personal and business needs. With services from savings to checking to loans, we're here for you. If you need a house, car, construction loan, or just need some extra cash, well, there's a loan for that. Come see us at one of our 14 convenient locations in the greater Houston area, or log on to fccu.org. First Community Credit Union, making a first-rate financial difference in our members' lives. Now, if we could only help our team win the game, right? First Community is open to residents and businesses of Harris and Fort Bend counties and Tomball, an equal housing lender backed by NCUA.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric will show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
At United Chiropractic, they believe there are many benefits from chiropractic care for your health. It can range from pain relief in your joints, back, or head to increased mobility, performance, balance, coordination, or energy. And when you come to United Chiropractic and Dr. Dino Demetrio, you can trust that they're committed to restoring you to good health. You don't have to live with less than the best health, but if you are, why not stop in and see them at United Chiropractic? They're in Pasadena at 1120 Pasadena Boulevard, or call them for an appointment today at 713-472-1444. United Chiropractic, committed to your health.
Start of the second period. ISHL Game of the Week on the Legacy Sports Network. 1-0 Cinco Ranch after 1.
And a very good first period for Cinco Ranch. Only 1-0 on the scoreboard, but imposing the will the last half of that period. And you can just see the speed and the playmaking is so much better than Seven Lakes.
Miller to our left and McDonald to our right. The only difference maker thus far, a goal by Cooper Riggle at 3:59 of period number 1. Shots in the first period, 9-4 Cinco Ranch. Here's Fernandes driving it back. Hunter Miller snaps a shot wide. Ricochets to the right point. Glover sends in deep for Fernandes in the corner. Fernandes puts on the brakes and he's taken down. Back come the Spartans as they'll skate it out into the neutral zone. Gliding across the line is Daniel Dufresne. Snaps a shot, and ooh, that might have been a pass at the top of the crease. Spun out of danger though by Cinco Ranch as it is shot back in deep by Seven Lakes. To the far boards, Reevy off his backhand will skate it across into the offensive zone. Reavy shoots, save made by McDonald. Reavy, the captain for Cinco Ranch, 22 points, leads the club with 15 assists.
Again, he's a defenseman by trade, but he'll get loose, and he took that blue line all the way to the goal. And that was essentially 1-on-3 and made a play. It was blocked, though.
Cinco Ranch have won the Justice Cup only once in their history. They've been to 4 Justice Cup finals. The Woodlands back-to-back champions the last 2 seasons. We were on hand last year for the Justice Cup final, in which Carl Canizaro has done. Oh, that shot from Dufresne, a save by Miller, and it ricocheted off of Miller and off the crossbar. But Carl Canizaro, his kid, Grant Canizaro, was the MVP of last year's Justice Cup final. Both of them have since moved on. Canizaro graduated, and Carl took a step down from his coaching duties at the Woodlands. And the Woodlands this season 8-3-3, 19 points as Cooper Riggle skates in on McDonald. McDonald swipes the puck to the far boards and outskates Daniel Dufresne. Sophomore, team leader in goals with 14 for the Spartans. Puck lifted into the Cinco zone. It's Patrick Miller falls down, slaps the puck with his stick as he falls down, but he couldn't clear the zone. Spun in deep by Daniel Dufresne. To the near boards now. It'll be skated out by Cooper Riggle as we are 2 minutes into the second period, 1-0 Cougars. Riggle with a pass in front. Patrick Miller denied by McDonald. Riggle in deep. Backhander, and Miller scores. A backhanded centering feed and a wide open net for Patrick Miller. He scores his second goal of the season. It's 2-0 Cougars.
Now, Riggle made that whole play. He had the initial pass that was stuffed, stayed with it, picked up the puck on the other side, and Miller untouched right by the post. So Riggle tonight, a goal and an assist.
Junior Patrick Miller, second goal of the season.
He's a vicious player, very aggressive player.
He's played in 11 of the previous 12 games. And here's Lindemann. Cross-ice pass. Campbell shoots. That one ricocheted off the side of the net. Comes back towards Randy Miller, and he stops on it to get the whistle. 10:38 remaining in period number 2.
Now we get our second and third lines getting a little action here early in the second period.
Carroll and Campbell for the face-off. They cancel each other out in the dot. Lindemann behind the goal. Backhands one off the side of the cage. Reavy, far boards. Works it back out to the neutral zone. It will be carried across the blue line by Carroll. Left wing side. Drives in. Canceled out by Sean Heffernan. Back come the Spartans. They'll skate it out from right to left. Pass to the near boards. Lindemann shoots in. 2:50 gone by. Second period. 2-0 Cinco Ranch. Second meeting of the season between these two cross-Katy rivals. Patrick Miller tries to drop Campbell, but to no avail. It's actually Patrick Miller who falls down. As it's winded around, here's Campbell. Campbell from a tough angle, shoots! That one off the right shoulder of Miller as he makes another save. That puck was going off target anyway. Now it is Campbell to the near boards, taken away by Larson. To the right point, though. Oh, great redirect by Lindemann, but Randy Miller was equal to the task on a shot that came from the left point. Net comes loose. 9:33 to play in the second period. 2-0 Cougars.
That redirect was excellent. We've seen a lot of plays made in the air in this game, and what a recovery by Miller. I don't know how he saw that. It's a beautiful save.
Daniel Dufresne and Hunter Miller for the draw to the left of Randy Miller. Hunter Miller 4-3-7 in his last 5 games. He has points in 4 of his last 5 games. Here's Andrew Fernandes driving in, right wing boards, and he's canceled out. Nice defensive play by Aiden Lynch, sophomore on defense for Paul Connolly Spartans. Here's Smith, gains the blue line, drops it back to Daniel Dufresne. Spun in down low, it goes to Smith. Here's Beloy, backhands for Dufresne, a shot save, rebound, and it's scooped up by Randy Miller.
Good to see Seven Lakes is having a pretty good period. 4 shots already and a couple of close opportunities there. So far, so good for the Spartans here in the second.
Daniel Dufresne robbed at point-blank range by Randy Miller. Dufresne will stay on for the face-off to the right of Miller. Hunter Miller will take it for Cinco Ranch. Dufresne shuttles it to the right wing corner. Moses and Smith battle. Moses keeping it along the far boards. Now to Smith, who takes control. Beloy with a one-timer. Randy Miller says no. Shot from the slot. Another chance here by Daniel Dufresne. His shot was blocked into the corner. Here's Moses playing it up the far boards. But again, it is Daniel Dufresne who sends it in. Down in the corner for Smith. Back to Dufresne. Tries a backhander. It's blocked, and now comes Hunter Miller. Skates in his own end, and he clears the zone. 8:30 to play as Miller gains the line. Right wing side. It's Miller with a centering pass that goes all the way through and ricochets out into center ice. Reeve at left defense for Cinco Ranch. Between the legs for Andrew Fernandes across the blue line. Shoots from the point, blocked by James Dufresne. 2-0 Cinco Ranch as we approach 8 minutes remaining in the second period. Winding up a shot, Andrew Fernandes sails it high. Glover spins it in down low, right wing corner. Here's Hunter Miller driving along the icing line. Lugs it behind the net. Takes a shot from Christian Beloy. Here's a shot, ricochets in the slot, was deflected. Comes back to the point where Glover tried to spin it in deep. Comes all the way down, and the Spartans have iced it.
Well, Cinco had to get their fast line in to try to stave off Seven Lakes, who already has 5 shots in this period. So they got the Fernandes and Ferry and Reeve line in, and now they're starting to take possession once again.
Great crowd on hand for this Week 14 matchup between Cinco Ranch and Seven Lakes from the Sugarland Ice and Sports Center. Reeve, left point, turns it over, and Seven Lakes have numbers as they skated across the line. In deep, taken down was Taylor. Delayed penalties coming up. Cinco Ranch touch up, and Seven Lakes
slash
will get a chance on the power play, and I believe they're going to actually call a trip, Dave, on Danielle Eldridge. Nope, not Eldridge. She was skating towards the sin bin, but it'll actually be Glover.
Glover, one of the smaller guys out there. Now, that was one of those plays where the guy's loose and you got to try to cut him down somehow. Actually might work in their favor here, but first power play opportunity of the night for Seven Lakes.
Mr. Electric power play, Mr. Electric. We have the power to make things better. The Spartans have scored 10 power play goals. The Cougars have scored 5 shorthanded goals. They've only scored 1 power play goal this season, Cinco Ranch.
That's strange.
Campbell pushed down from behind by Ferry, but the puck comes to Taylor, shoots from a tough angle and shoots it wide. 7 minutes to go here in the second period. 25 seconds killed. Puck comes to Hart. Right circle shot saved by Miller. He paddles it to the far corner. Comes back to the point. Down low. Icing line to the slot. Daniel Dufresne shoots. Miller makes another save as it bounces off of him into the corner. Hart with a backhand centering pass. He turns it over, and the Cougars clear it down.
Another blind pass, this time by Seven Lakes. Yet they still have 2 shots on, putting some pressure on here, Seven Lakes.
Ferry on the shorthand. Now it is Taylor for the Spartans, skating in his own zone. Outlets to the neutral zone. Here's Daniel Dufresne, who will skate it across the blue line. 1-on-3. Snaps a shot, paddled away by Miller. Ferry blasts it all the way to the neutral zone. 50 seconds to go on the Seven Lakes power play, and they skate it in offside. 6:10 remaining, period number 2. A 2-0 Cougar lead.
Still a good power play here by Seven Lakes. 3 shots already, and we still have a lot of time here, 47 seconds.
Face-off just outside of the Cougar zone. Carroll and Campbell for the draw. Here's Dufresne. Lifts it to the circle, cleared out by Hunter Miller. On the shorthand, racing for the puck, Andrew Fernandes. Back come the Spartans, though, as they get it out to the neutral zone with 30 seconds to go on the man advantage. Dufresne had his pocket picked by Andrew Fernandes, who skates it in deep into his own end and shuttles it all the way down.
Great clear.
Here's Hart. Spartans will get started again. 15 seconds to go as they rush up ice. Off the leg of Campbell in deep into the offensive corner. Campbell behind the icing line. Comes back to Daniel Dufresne. Snaps a shot. That's blocked in the slot. Ricochets to the near boards. The Cougars clear it out, and they clear the penalty. Here's Fernandes looking for a racing wriggle, but instead he holds on. Now we'll spin it across. Hunter Miller, left wing circle, shoots, saved by McDonald. Miller gets it back, skates behind the net, leaves it for Fernandes. He shoots from a tough angle and shot it high and wide. Now it's Wriggle. Cross ice feed. It goes to Fernandes. Fernandes spins it back, and that shot, a blast by Hunter Miller, ricocheted off the post. Now it is Michael Hart for the Spartans. Banks it off the boards in his own end, and is spun out to center ice. And racing across the blue line comes Campbell. Good active stick defensively by Glover. Puck comes to Beloy. He shoots. That one goes wide into the corner to the far boards now as Kamen turns at the half wing. Puck bounces to the high slot. Cleared out to the neutral zone, and now it is Fernandes, 2-0. Fernandes, Reavy back to Fernandes, who shoots and scores! 3-0. And the point per game player is back on the score sheet for the Cougars.
Puck got loose, and then two great skaters, Fernando and Reavy. Two-man game, back and forth. Fernandes to Reavy, back to Fernandes. That's playmaking, Mike. Two good skaters and a couple of good passes.
Fernandes, team high 14th goal. 5th in the league in scoring coming into tonight's game.
Sometimes he tries to get a little fancy with these lift passes, but most of the time he's all right.
3rd goal against Seven Lakes this season for the senior Andrew Fernandes. 4th line on the ice for the Spartans at left defense. Here's Taylor now up the right left wing boards as he will race it in to the Cougar zone. Taylor, good stick handling, past Hop, skates behind the icing line, banks it off the boards, comes to the point, feathered in down low. Slezak with a chance in front, but he couldn't get his stick on it. Puck comes back out to the neutral zone, and yet again, the net behind Randy Miller comes dislodged with 3:55 to play in the second period. The Cougars out in front 3-0.
Well, let's just say the ice it's not the best. I've played on it.
You can attest to it,
I can vouch for that. And look at Seabass Slezak. He's not on the ice here, but man, you put a guy right in front of the goalie like him, that's not a bad idea. Takes up a lot of space, can find his own way.
Coming up in 2 weeks' time, the ISHL Game of the Week returns with a South Division matchup between Clements, Ridgepoint, Elkins, and Memorial West. Our coverage will get underway at approximately 6:45 right here on the Legacy Sports Network. Icing committed by Cinco Ranch. So they'll skate the distance and come all the way back into the Cougar zone for an offensive zone face-off for the Seven Lakes Spartans, who trail by 3.
Shots in the period, Seven Lakes 8, Cinco 5 for the game, 12 for Seven Lakes, 13 for Cinco.
Face-off to the left of Miller. Ferry wins it against Campbell. At left defense, Moses skates behind his net, avoids the forecheck, and banks it off the boards. It comes out to center ice. Whetstone, far boards, along the red line. Now comes Campbell with Lindemann racing towards the net. Lost control of the puck. And the Cougars will skate from left to right. Ahead for Cooper Wriggle. Turned over at the blue line, and now it's Whetstone. Whetstone for the Spartans. Had it taken away by Reavy, I believe. Nope, check that. That was Ferry. But the Spartans shoot in. Campbell in the corner with 3:05 to play in the second period. A 3-0 Cougar edge. They continue to battle. It's a 3-man battle. Now 4th man in as Wriggle plays it along the boards behind his net. And now it's Noah Hop. Turned over at the half wing as Whetstone sends it in behind the icing line. Got it back, shoots. Pad save by Miller. Shot by Campbell as he looked to try to bank it off the back of Miller and into the net. Instead, here come the Cougars, racing left to right. Ferry drives in on a wraparound bid. He shoots, and McDonald makes the save.
And I think they just called a penalty on Campbell. Campbell's in there hitting people late.
See what Zach Clark calls here.
Yeah, that might have been a retaliation by Campbell, and they caught him.
No signal yet, although Zach Clark goes to the official score.
How about the goaltending play tonight? Miller's been fantastic. Seven Lakes easily could have had a couple of goals in this period. And pretty good play on the other end by McDonald. And yeah, indeed, a penalty on Campbell.
Mr. Electric power play for the Cinco Ranch Cougars, who have only scored one power play goal this season. The Spartans have scored 3 shorties, and they cleared all the way down. 15 seconds already killed by Seven Lakes.
They got to improve that. If they're in first place, one power play goal ain't going to cut it.
Reeve gains the line, right wing side, skates towards the goal. Got hassled from behind by an active stick of Nathan Heffernan, but Reeve gets it back. Spins one into the slot for Miller. Miller takes it behind the net and will put on the brakes in the corner. Watched by the mindful eye of Nathan Heffernan. Miller to the half boards. Got it back down low in the corner. Spartans are keeping everything to the outside. Back to Reeve, right point. Slides it, no one home as Glover was skating in the neutral zone. He was supposed to be at the point, and Reeve slid it that direction. It came all the way back to neutral zone. But gaining the offensive line again is Andrew Fernandes. Backhands one along the icy line, and McDonald shuts the door. Right wing circle. Miller's shot went off a stick and over the goal and into the opposite corner. Now it's Reeve spinning it back for a slap shot, and Fernandes didn't get all of it, but keeps it alive up top. Now it's Beloy who gets possession of the puck and clears it down with 38 seconds to go on the Cinco Ranch power play. 1:05 to go, second period. 3-0 Cinco Ranch. Miller to the neutral zone for Reeve, attacking from left to right. He glides in across as he skates by Sean Heffernan. Puts on the brakes, up top, Miller gets it, and his shot deflected by Whetstone. It clanks around in the slot, and Whetstone on the shorthand. Skates from right to left across the blue line, taken down from behind by Andrew Fernandes. Zach Clark's arm stays down. Whetstone pins Fernandes into the boards behind the net. It comes back to the point on the shorthand for Sean Heffernan. He throws one towards goal, and it ricochets wide. 30 seconds to go. Penalty killed by the Spartans. They're back to full strength. Reeve behind his net. Puts on the brakes. The forecheck is on. Oh, and Smith went down by his own man, Zach Campbell. That was purely accidental. With 12 seconds to go, puck is in deep in the Cinco Ranch end. Here's Miller along the far boards. Couldn't clear the zone. Campbell slaps at it from the center point, and that deflected into the corner, and that does it for period number 2. The score after 2. 3-0 Cinco Ranch. This is the ISHL game of the week.
Our company has a combination that few fabricators can match. Extensive fabrication experience, a seasoned workforce, high-tech equipment, and financial stability. This provides customers with the knowledge that their fabrication jobs will be done right and completed on time. Their commitment to quality and customer satisfaction has made the Walkup Company one of the premier metal fabricators in the southwestern United States. So remember, when you need metal fabrication done right and on time, use the Walkup Company. The Walkup Company Metal Fabricators proudly supports local sports.
Finding qualified candidates to staff your organization is a difficult assignment in today's job market. If this is a challenge for you, we encourage you to call Metter Staffing Services. They have been assisting Houston area employers for over 45 years in locating all types of personnel, ranging from entry-level administrative candidates to CEOs. They also have a temporary help and contract staffing division that can supply your company with clerical, light industrial temps, engineers, accountant, programmers, and virtually every other job category to meet your employment needs. Join the Metter Staffing conversation online on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest, and the Metter blog. Or call 713-941-0616 today. Metter Staffing. Our talent is finding yours.
First Community Credit Union reminds you to think first. Think first for all your personal and business needs. With services from savings to checking to loans, we're here for you. If you need a house, car, construction loan, or just need some extra cash, well, there's a loan for that. Come see us at one of our 14 convenient locations in the greater Houston area, or log on to fccu.org. First Community Credit Union, making a first-rate financial difference in our members' lives. Now, if we could only help our team win the game, right? First Community is open to residents and businesses of Harrison, Fort Bend counties, and Tomball, an equal housing lender backed by NCUA.
Back at the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center for the third and final period After 2, Cinco Ranch 3, Seven Lakes nothing.
Much better period for Seven Lakes, actually outshooting Cinco 9-6, and had some great attacks, but Miller coming up big.
Shots through 2, Cinco Ranch 15, Seven Lakes 13. McDonald to our left and Miller stationed to our right as Zach Clark drops the puck to the third period. A face-off win for Cinco Ranch. Reeve recoils in his own zone. Twisted ahead for Fernandes, who will charge in across the offensive line. Fernandes spins it back. Hunter Miller with a slap shot. That's blocked. Seven Lakes can't clear. Kept alive by Fernandes. Up top for Miller. Miller shuttles it into the offensive corner in the right wing corner. Manning out of his reach. Fernandes burrows in on the forecheck, collects the puck, plays it in along the near boards. It ricochets to the half wing, and Smith has it cleared out to the neutral zone. Cinco Ranch will get restarted with Reeve. Reeve across the blue line. He shoots, and a paddle save made by McDonald, who has conceded 3 goals through 2 periods. Seven Lakes and Cinco continue to battle in the Seven Lakes zone. Miller in on the forecheck. Taylor turns it over. Reeve skates between the circles, shoots over the crossbar. Off the glass, it is Miller. Miller below the goal line. Spun back to Reeve. Reeve passes to the slot, taken away by the Spartans. They skated out to the neutral zone, but then turn it over. Beloy spun it towards the blue line. It's collected by Reeve. Reeve behind his goal line. Head up the left wing boards for Fernandes. Turned over. Hart shoots it in deep. Glover, Hunter Miller. Backhanding for Fernandes. Now it is Reeve near boards. Banks it off the boards. Back into the Spartans zone. Cleared out by the Spartans. Here's Whetstone along the right wing. Good check into the boards by Reeve. Puck floats all the way down deep behind Randy Miller. Back to Hart at the point. Shoots wide. Ricochets around. It comes to Whetstone. Poke back to Sean Heffernan at the left point. Off the half wing boards. Whetstone spun in deep. Shot in front on a good pass, and Lindemann denied by Miller. 61 seconds gone here in the third period. 3-0 Cinco Ranch.
Yeah, there's a reason Miller's saving 90%. And a lot of these saves tonight are pretty close, right on the doorstep. And Seven Lakes, again, this not a lot of experience on this team, but playmaking has been much better last period and the start of this period. They got a long way to go here, down 3-0.
Puck in the Seven Lake zone. Here's Fernandes, shoots from the point. McDonald makes the stop. Twisted behind his net. Whetstone ahead for Beloy. Beloy from left to right, charges into through the neutral zone. Daniel Dufresne skates across the blue line. Dufresne taken away by Hop. They got it back, centers, that went all the way through. Now it's Fernandes, plays it off the ricochet. Skates across the blue line. Tries to stick handle in the slot, and the puck will come all the way into the crease, where McDonald drops on it with 10:15 to go in tonight's game.
Fernandes is the definition of is not a bad phrase. He's a cherry picker. He likes to hang around the red line and doesn't really go back on defense much. And they find him in a fast break, and he leads the break, and a very good passer. Again, gets a little fancy, but a pretty good playmaker.
Spartans have it in their own end. Taylor to the neutral zone. Whetstone center circle. Now it is Reeve for Cinco Ranch. Patrick Miller out of his reach. It floats all the way down. No icing called. James Dufresne finds Lynch behind the icing line. He is taken off the play. Good forecheck by Mason Carroll. Campbell comes in on the back check. Skates along the far wall. Picking up speed. And he is stymied at the red line by Glover. Patrick Miller battling against Whetstone. Glover there to help. Mason Carroll will pitch it back out to the neutral zone to the Spartan line, where it is Lynch, hassled by Larson. Played it to the far boards. It comes out to center ice for Reeve to collect for Cinco Ranch. With 3.5 gone by here in the third period, 3-0 Cougars. Reeve skates it all the way back behind his netminder. Begins the rush from right to left. Across the red line, he shoots in. James Dufresne has it defensively in his corner. Plays it up the far wall. Reeve with the takeaway, and it comes back out to center ice as he locates Noah Hop, his defense mate. Hop will spin it in. Here's Lynch. Banks it off the boards. For the captain, Noah Kamen. Pass it at the blue line. It's Ferry. Ferry on the forehand, shoots. Blocker save made by McDonald after the turnover was committed by Kamen. Now another chance, a backhander on the short side, and Hunter Miller is stopped by McDonald with 8.5 to play here in tonight's game. Ferry slow to get up in the offensive zone. Here comes a snapshot and a save made by Miller as the puck ricochets into the screen.
On that last shift, Cinco was going after Campbell. There was about 2 or 3 guys that entire time trying to make life uncomfortable, roughing them up. There was a trip at the end of that, and Campbell not happy going back to the bench. That's a little retribution after that second period.
Miller made a stop on Daniel Dufresne. Here's a shot that is taken from the left point. It's deflected to the near boards. In the slot now, it's Hunter Miller on the back check. Skated behind his backstopper. Miller twisting with it, still deep in his own end, plays it off the glass. It is Fernandes. He will skate it back towards his own netminder with 4 minutes gone by, make it 5 minutes gone by here in the third and final period. At the red line, it's turned over. Back come the Spartans. Smith. Here's Daniel Dufresne, and Dufresne shoots, he scores! Off the turnover in the neutral zone, Daniel Dufresne cuts the deficit to 2 with his 15th marker of the season, and it comes at the 5:11 mark of period number 3.
Now Cinco got a little sloppy, and how do you allow a guy to go right up the slot like Dufresne? He only had to make one move and finally got it by Miller. And you can't keep Seven Lakes down very long. Actually, their scoring is pretty good this year.
Second goal on the year for Daniel Dufresne against Cinco Ranch. T. Connor Smith and Michael Hart had the 3 goals in the 8-3 loss they took against Cinco Ranch back in November. Spartans shoot it back into the offensive zone. Reeve loses a shoe. A wraparound bid, rebound, and Campbell stopped with the left pad of Randy Miller. Boy, that could have cut the lead to 1 right then and there. Shot by Hart hits the side of the net. Puck to the slot, Taylor, they jam that in and score! And the lead is cut to 1 as Zach Campbell pushes it past Randy Miller and cuts the lead to 3-2. Campbell, the sophomore, with his 11th goal of the season.
And Campbell having a rough couple of periods, a lot of activity with the defenseman over there of Cinco Ranch, and he got his revenge. He just stayed up front in the loose puck. Well, Mike, 2 goals in about 30 seconds. We've got a whole new game.
I'm not sure if the clock stopped or started.
Yeah, well, it may not have.
I believe the last goal was at 5:11.
Well,
yeah, I think, and yeah, now they're kind of winding things down.
Probably 10 seconds or so. It wasn't long. It was less than a minute between goals.
Zach Clark, he hears it from the crowd, and he realizes, hey, he understands, but
7:27.
the goal, yeah, 7:27. All right, so that would be 5:32 the time of the goal, which has cut the lead in half. And now it is a 1-goal deficit. Here's a chance, centering pass, and Daniel Dufresne could not connect. Here's Sean Heffernan, right wing circle, spun in down low. They battle for it in front of backhander, and Miller is able to stop number 22, Connor Smith, from tying the game at 3.
Well, Cinco may need a timeout here. The defense looks a little ragged, kind of tired, not getting back, and Seven playing with vigor.
Offensive zone face off for the Spartans. It's won by Daniel Dufresne. Kept alive at the top. Chopped down. Beloy. That's going to be played with a high stick.
Oh.
So they whistle it down. Zach Clark with a good eye right in front of Randy Miller.
Seven wants to keep this going. They got some momentum, some excitement. Unfortunately, they got to walk to the other end here.
The ISHL on a break next weekend. No games. I believe that is Martin Luther King weekend.
It is.
So no game next week. We'll be back on the air in 2 weeks' time, CRPE and Memorial West. At the point, it is Reeve. Glove down by Fernandes at the half boards. He shoots one that is wide of the target. Comes all the way around for Glover to play it right in front of the Seven Lakes bench. Here's Manning. Manning, oh, great pass. Fernandes on a backhander. They score. Oh, what a passing play as Hunter Miller gets the finish, but an excellent backhanded pass by Andrew Fernandes. And the lead is back to 2 for the Cougars.
They needed that. Yeah, don't forget about the playmaking of Cinco Ranch. Had a rough stretch. Then they got their best line in here with Miller and Fernandes and Reeve, and that's how you get off a schneid there. You get your best line in there, get a goal.
11th goal of the season for Hunter Miller, who had a pair of goals in that Justice Cup final a season ago in the loss to the Woodlands.
Great skater.
Goal comes at the 6:18 mark of period number 3, so a 2-goal lead is restored, and now the scoreboard has malfunctioned. It says 2-1, but we know better. It is 4-2. There we go. And they'll drop the puck to get us restarted. Still plenty of time here in the third period. Campbell shoots in off the backhand. Taylor comes burrowing in on the forecheck. Skates it to the near boards. Stood up by Fernandes. Reeve turns with the puck and finds Fernandes along the left wing boards at center. Now it's Lynch. Off the boards, turned over. Fernandes will skate it in.
Yep.
Andrew Fernandes skates it in, but the play is whistled offside.
Wasn't by much. Fernandes was driving in, and on the far side, right wing got stuck.
Face off out at center. Campbell and Hunter Miller.
Yeah, those two have been going at it the whole game. Campbell.
Face off win for Hunter Miller. Played back left defense. Chasing it down in his own end, Moses. Uses the glass and gets it back out to center ice. Heffernan chipped in by Whetstone. Now it's Campbell, skated in, tough angle shot. Miller says no, but Campbell gets it back. Ladled it back for Kamen. It swings and misses. His stick was lifted on his shot attempt by Fernandes, and thus the puck will trickle back into the neutral zone. Here's Fernandes at his own blue line. Picks up speed, races from right to left, drives into the offensive zone, shoots, blocked in front. Comes back to Fernandes, who fires a shot and scores! I don't think McDonald saw it. Went right over his right shoulder, and Andrew Fernandes tallies his second goal of the game, and the lead is back to 3.
That's about the farthest goal you're going to see at this level. And that was a turnaround slapper, too. Tough angle. I don't know how he made that, but that's got to be 50 feet. What a goal by Fernandes.
Second goal of the game for Andrew Fernandes. 4th goal against Seven Lakes scored by the senior Andrew Fernandes this season. Here's Cooper Riggle, right wing at the red line. Sends back to Glover, then he turns it over. Back come the Spartans. Daniel Dufresne skates, has an angle, shoots, and Miller makes a save. It went through him, but hit the side of the net. Just sailed wide. Back to Kamen at the point. He shoots, and a pad save made by Miller. Left wing circle shot redirected by Beloy, and Miller with another save for Cinco Ranch. 5 minutes to go here in tonight's game. Out of the reach of Kamen. Punched to the neutral zone by Mason Carroll. And back come Daniel Dufresne and Smith. Dropped it back, nobody home. Beloy was tardy. Comes back to the neutral zone as Cinco Ranch were able to clear. Heffernan shot it back in. Up the far boards, Riggle at the red line. Cross ice pass, got through Carroll. Carroll will be the first to get there, and he walks it back in across the line. Drops it back, Riggle, top of the left wing circle. Loses possession. Back to Ferry, he shoots, and a save made by McDonald with his stick between his legs. Now it comes back out to the neutral zone as it's cleared by the Spartans. Here's Reeve. Shuttles it back in. 4:15 to play. 5-2, Cinco Ranch. The captain, Noah Kamen, up the far boards. Turned back into the Spartan zone by the Cougars. And it'll be Nathan Heffernan, normally right wing player, playing on defense tonight for Paul Connolly. Here's Glover, back across the offensive blue line. Emma Caston's getting a shift tonight here in the third period for Seven Lakes. Puck at the half board, stopped by Mercer. Cleared back out by the Spartans. Here's Reevy at left defense. Cross ice with his pass out in front of Patrick Miller. Back to the neutral zone. Nice steal by Seabass Slezak, but he had it taken away. Seven Lakes cleared all the way back into the Cougar zone. And it's Noah Hopp who skates behind his backstopper. Puts on the brakes. Turns it over, top of the right wing circle. Mercer shot deflected wide. 3:15 to go here in period number 3. 5-2 Cougars. Slezak throwing some weight around. Pinned into the boards by Hunter Miller in the corner now. Down low, Slezak chopping at it, but Randy Miller falls on the loose puck.
Good attempt. He's quick for his size, definitely. And I say put him down low. See what happens.
10:02 gone by. Excuse me, Dave.
That's all right. That third line, not bad in there. And they're getting some of the younger players and more inexperienced players a little bit more ice time here. Under 3 minutes, 5-2.
Hunter Miller wins another face-off, but Seven Lakes controlled deep behind the Cinco Ranch goal. Taylor skates right wing side. Now it's a lead pass that got too far in front of Fernandes. Turned over to Fernandes by McDonald, but the Spartans are able to skate it out. Outletting into the neutral zone was Hart, out of the reach of Condra. Puck, pass just a little too far in front of Fernandes, who chopped at it with his stick. And hit the side of the net with the shot. Glacia. 2-on-2 battle, and Taylor will skate left to right across the Cinco Ranch blue line. This is Taylor with a shot save made by Randy Miller. Reed Condra on the ice, battling with Moses, far boards in the Cinco Ranch zone. Comes out to center ice, and now it's Andrew Fernandes. Fernandes, right wing circle. Able to at least muscle it towards goal, and McDonald able to fall on it. Stopping things with 1:59 to play here in regulation. 5-2 Cougars.
Kind of turning into free-form street hockey out there now, back and forth. Shots are 20 apiece. So Seven Lakes, much better play second and third periods. And Fernandes and Miller might be done for the night here. They're off to the bench.
Cinco Ranch on the road on Sunday to College Station to take on Brazos Valley, who are still searching for their first victory. Meanwhile, Seven Lakes will wait until January 20th when they'll play host to the Storm of Brazos Valley. 1:40 to play here in tonight's game as they battle in the neutral zone, two aside in front of the Spartan bench. Puck is loose, and now Campbell will drive in across the blue line. Finds Whetstone, left circle, his shot bouncing before it is shoveled up by Randy Miller.
Well, Seven Lakes impressed me. Again, they were down 3-0, got a couple of goals and got right back in the game, and Cinco Ranch woke up from their slumber and got two to get it back to 5-2.
Campbell wins the face-off, but the puck travels back into the neutral zone. Lynch will shoot it back in. Skated back out by Reevy. Along the near boards, it's shot in by Patrick Miller. Inside the final 90 seconds of tonight's game, 5-2 Cougars. It's Mason Carroll in the offensive corner. Campbell swings it around behind the net. Stopped by Patrick Miller, left point, and he sends it in down low. Lindemann, cross-ice pass to the neutral zone. Spun back in on a delayed offside as Carroll back to the neutral zone. Here comes Campbell from left to right. 65 seconds to go. Campbell glides in across the blue line, but Glover was right there to stymie his play. Lynch back out to the neutral zone. It's Andrew Fernandes, one-on-one. Fernandes skates between the circle, stick handles, but couldn't get it through. James Dufresne. 45 seconds to go in tonight's game. 5-2 Cinco Ranch. Ferry, centering pass, ricochets all the way to the far board, where Glover will slap at it, and it's redirected wide, right in the slot. Here's Andrew Fernandes on the backhand. Save made by McDonald on the backhanded bid. Glover spins it in down low. Behind the net it is Campbell with 22 seconds to go. Campbell still behind his backstopper. Campbell skates it out and lifts it to the blue line, and here comes Christian Beloy. Has a chance, shoots, save Miller. Tried to gobble it in, then he leaves it for Glover to keep the clock moving. 5 seconds to go. Here comes Justin Reevy, and that will do it. Good competitive matchup here in the third period. Seven Lakes cut the lead to 1 before Cinco Ranch got a couple of extra goals to take this one tonight 5-2. Coming up next, our post-game coverage. We'll wrap things up from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center in just a moment. This is the ISHL Game of the Week on the Legacy Sports Network.
Chiropractic. They believe there are many benefits from chiropractic care for your health. It can range from pain relief in your joints, back, or head to increased mobility, performance, balance, coordination, or energy. And when you come to United Chiropractic and Dr. Dino Demetrio, you can trust that they're committed to restoring you to good health. You don't have to live with less than the best health. But if you are, why not stop in and see them at United Chiropractic? They're in Pasadena at 1120 Pasadena Boulevard. Or call them for an appointment today at 713-472-1444. United Chiropractic, committed to your health.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric, show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
First Community Credit Union reminds you to think first. Think first for all your personal and business needs. With services from savings to checking to loans, we're here for you. If you need a house, car, construction loan, or just need some extra cash, well, there's a loan for that. Come see us at one of our 14 convenient locations in the greater Houston area, or log on to fccu.org. First Community Credit Union, making a first-rate financial difference in our members' lives. Now, if we could only help our team win the game, right? First Community is open to residents and businesses of Harris and Fort Bend counties and Tomball, an equal housing lender backed by NCUA.
Finding qualified candidates to staff your organization is a difficult assignment in today's job market. If this is a challenge for you, we encourage you to call Metter Staffing Services. They have been assisting Houston area employers for over 45 years in locating all types of personnel, ranging from entry-level administrative candidates to CEOs. They also have a temporary help and contract staffing division that can supply your company with clerical, light industrial temps, engineers, accountant, programmers, and virtually every other job category to meet your employment needs. Join the Metter Staffing conversation online on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest, and the Metter blog. Or call 713-941-0616 today. Metter Staffing. Our talent is finding yours.
That's the final here at the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. First ISHL Game of the Week of this 2016-2017 campaign. Michael Silvers and David Feliciano back in our perch for the first of 5 Game of the Week broadcast here on the Legacy Sports Network this season. We'll be off next week. In fact, the entire league is off next weekend. Back with you in 2 weeks for CRPE and Memorial West. But we wrap up tonight's game, a 5-2 victory for the Cinco Ranch Cougars. They are now 2-0 against Seven Lakes this season. They improved their record to 9-3-1, now 19 points to pace the South Division. With the loss, Seven Lakes drops to 6-9. They remain in 4th place with 12 points. But Dave, let's talk a minute about the Spartans in the third period. They were down 3-0, cut the lead to 1 before Cinco Ranch tallied up a couple of goals to take this one 5-2.
Seven Lakes actually outshot Cinco for the game, 23-21. They outshot them in the second and third periods, 19-12. So that just shows young squad. They didn't give up when they got down 2-0 in that first period, then or 1-0 after the first period, 3-0 in that second period, and they stuck with it. They don't have the playmaking that Cinco does, but they hit hard and they keep coming. So again, this is a team a couple years down the line going to be tough to beat.
Andrew Fernandes leading the Cougars with 2 goals. Also had a beautiful assist on a great passing play in the third period. Talked about it during the game. Andrew Fernandes is a point-per-game player, a senior for Cinco Ranch. The only game he didn't have a point was a game that didn't ever play. It was a forfeit. Brazos Valley forfeited a game earlier this season, so Cinco Ranch won 1-0. So nobody scored. Nobody had any points.
Tough break.
But outside of that, Andrew Fernandes has scored or has registered a point in every game this season, and he continues that pace tonight with 2 goals.
We've been watching him since he was a freshman, and he's not a big guy, but the great thing about him, he's a smart player. He hangs around the red line, makes plays, and he's willing to pass the puck. He never seems to get tired either, plays a ton of minutes, and always attacks, throws his body around. And it's been a real joy to see the Fernandes brothers over the last 7 years or so, and each one of them very smart players.
And how about the goaltending of Randy Miller? Really, Kalen McDonald had a great night, although in a losing effort. But Randy Miller with some excellent saves for Cinco Ranch tonight.
Yeah, only a junior, and he was under intense assault in that second and third period, facing 19 shots, and had a little rough stretch where he let a couple in there, but hung in there. And he's going to be a big key in the second half of this season.
Again, coming up in 2 weeks' time, we'll return with another ISHL Game of the Week here on the Legacy Sports Network, another South Division matchup between Clements, Ridgepoint, Elkins, and Memorial West. Our coverage will get underway at approximately 6:45 p.m. Still waiting for the league to put our full schedule up. I don't really have it on hand right now, but as soon as the league puts up our full schedule, you can take a look at our broadcast schedule of regular season coverage of the ISHL on the Legacy Sports Network. Dave, your final thoughts as we wrap up our first Game of the Week this season.
It's good to be back, and we chose a cold night to do it. But it's fun to be back at the ISHL, and again, we got a whole couple of months to go. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, that's going to wrap things up here from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center on this first Friday night, the 2017 portion of the ISHL season. The Cinco Ranch Cougars with a victory over the Seven Lakes Spartans by a final score of 5-2. For David Feliciano, I'm Michael Silvers. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Clements, Ridgepoint, Elkins, and Memorial West at 6:45. Until then, we say so long. Try to stay warm out there, everybody. It's a cold weekend in Houston, Texas. For everybody involved, so long, everybody.